Hello guys, it's Dale Walker at Holeshot Performance, now fully retired in my retirement shop. So, Super Cooper, stay down. That's my dog. So this is about my ZH2 Mr. Gray, the flying brick. Swing arm extensions part 2. So, I was working with Blake at FTD Customs, and I've got these ZX10 extensions that I put on the bike last time. These are the ones I matched up some original part numbers, and these are the ones that fit in the slots in the swing arm. It appears to be the proper spacing for the wheel and the caliper. And the only problem is I still wish I would have got more wheelbase. I'm going to get about 8 inches, maybe 9 inches with these at the most. Probably more like about 8 or 7. So the bike would be still about 65, 66 inches long. I wish it could be 70, but anyway, so he thought, if you can see this right here, it says ZX1012. So I thought possibly this unit would be the same, and that also means ZX12. Well, Blake, I called him, and he thought it was too. So there's a reason for it, because the wheel, I'll show you in a second, the tire comes back and hits on the nub on the swing arm, made to hold the caliper in place. This goes on the bike like this, your nub's sticking out, it slides on. You know how these things work. So anyway, so I sent these back to Blake, and then I get a phone call. Oh, Dale, I'm really sorry. We don't have any other extensions with this shape, this fit, the slider's the same and everything. In the 12, they have a 9 to 12 inch length in the ZX12. Well, what this means is ZX10 through, I think through 2012. I'm not sure, but they don't have another one. So I said, well, just send these back, and I'm going to have to try to deal with it and just run these. So still not going to have the wheels. Hey, Coop. I'm going to have to get rid of the dog. He's eating the ball. Anyway, so let me go around to the bike in a second here, and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, now you're going to hear pouring rain. We just got snow, now it's raining. So anyway, last time with the extensions on it, I had my regular stand on here, and it restricted the tire from coming back any further. So I have one of these forward type stands. I've had it for years, that I use on some of my bikes, like in a bike show, because it's really hard to put the bike up on. But I was able to adjust the right width. The handle was hanging off my lift, so I just happened to have, I don't know if this is from an old tire machine or what, I had this piece of channel, powder coated red, and all it took was a big flat washer in each side and a bolt. It's just hand tight, and at least it stops it, just to work on this bike. So from now on, for this project, this is going to be slick. Clears the tire, I can get it back here, nothing's in the way whatsoever. So that's a plus, that's number one. So then if you look over here, here is your slider that's part of the casting of the swing arm, okay? I have a whole nother swing arm. If with these extensions, now I can pull it back all the way, which I couldn't before because of this stand. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the wheel off, we're going to put them on, and we're going to see if the tire clears this, if it's on the other side, the back side of it now, okay? If it's not, then I'll use my other swing arm that I bought. You don't have to come over here, Kurt. I bought the caliper that's like brand new. The bike had like 1,500 miles on it. It was a wrecked bike. And I got a pretty cherry swing arm off that bike too. So if I have to mill this nub off completely or take part of it off, I'll pull the swing arm. I'll use the other swing arm. So today is just a test to dry fit. My caliper's hanging out here. I don't want to take my whole pipe off. It's not, I don't want to undo the line, the brake line yet. So I got this one all nice and dry. We can do a test fit, see if it's going to clear. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this wheel off. Let me get the wheel off, and then I'll go ahead and get the extensions on, And then I'll kind of show you those again in this video, how they bolt up and how well they fit that way. Then we'll move on. See you in just a flash. Okay, I got one bolted on. Let's put the left one on. Just a simple plate. What's that, like it's 3/8? Nice and thick. These fit the swing arm just really perfect. And I already checked the spacing last time, but I didn't have the caliper. That caliper wouldn't reach. Now I have my dry caliper, and what we're going to do this time is a dry fit with the other caliper, like I'm talking about. Let's put this one on, and I'll just snug it by hand. Yeah, these look like 10 millimeter. That's what they look like. I'll double check the torque, what they do it to. I'm certainly going to put at least blue Loctite on them. I would think they're going to be around 30 foot-pounds. But for now, I'm just going to snug them by hand. It's going to be the old DW. Back and forth. And I'd say that's about 20 foot-pounds. It's enough to make them nice and straight and strong enough. Okay, now I'm going to show you here. My buddy Kurt's got the camera. Come around here, Kurt. So, this is what they make for the ZX10. This lines up, and you can put it in the different slot because the ZX10 is in alignment right somewhere in here with the caliper coming up. This is all wrong. These fit perfect. We'll see if the spacing's perfect this time. I measured it before without the caliper, and it seemed like it was, but that'll be the test next. But you can see here, we're probably gonna have to make a whole new back plate with this. When the wheel's in here, this would be, I'll take this off out of the way, or it might come off of this and go forward. I don't know yet. That's what today's test is. Get the caliper on here, get the wheel on here, see if it clears the nub, and kind of get an idea of what I'm gonna have to do to make a slider made onto this unit for the caliper to not rotate. So also my friend Jeff HD that races a Cosman Sportster, he's helping me with machine work. We're good buddies now, and he does good stuff. His bike's beautiful. So let me get the wheel on there. Let me get the wheel on there, and then I'll be back with the camera. Well, guys, I can't believe it. For once, I had good luck. Okay, so I got everything in there. I got the caliper on, and then it looked like the little nub that FTD makes that goes in to mount the caliper on a ZX10 might fit in the slot and just tip the ZH2 caliper forward a little bit, and that's what happened. So right now I wanted to go all the way forward on the adjustment bolts. Obviously you're not going to be able to run them like that. All the way forward just to see if the tire would clear. With it all the way pushed forward, this bike stock, the wheelbase was about 57 1/4. Then it went to, right now it's 64 1/4, and then this is 1.5 inches, so we're going to get what, 65 3/4 if it was buried all the way back, but that's impossible. So probably end up with like 65 inch, 1/2 inch more. Of course, you're going to have to hit the chain right, the sprockets right, blah, 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 right? But that's all I'm going to get on here, but that should be pretty good. And I think I really lucked out. I'm not going to have to do really any machine work. So let me see. Over here, I went ahead, I had the speed sensor wire off here, and just so I could see in there. There's 3 bolt holes, threaded holes for the nub for the caliper stay, and it fits the slot. It clears the rear of the caliper casting, so it's not bound up. And I ended up had to put it on the rear when I tried it in the center, and it would fall off when you go all the way back, right? So now it's on the rear one, and it will slide all the way up. So now with the wheel buried all the way, Look in there, Kurt. Buried all the way. I got a gap. You're never going to run it like that. Now you got to come from back here and do it.
I can see it.
See, it's got an 1/8 inch gap to the tire, so we're good. So this is the worst scenario, it was putting it together, and then you're going to slide it back from there. So the only other thing that was going on was they have a recess, like a relief in this hole here where the stock washer will go in, and then the nut, and I was losing the cotter key. It was out too far because the axle would be pulling outward. So when I bought the other swing arm, the guy included another axle. Just so happened I have another stock washer. I didn't want to stack up a bunch, but I added one stock washer that's cherry that came with the other swing arm. I had it reefed down, and it was perfect. I still get the cotter pin, which isn't the really end of the world on a race bike, but anyway, you can use a cotter pin just by adding one washer. They're pretty thick. And then you watch this, and it just makes it a little better. It's not in a bind, but as the wheel comes back, it rotates this upward like that, and there it is buried. Okay? Now, look at the clearance you got to the tire. So we're going to be within 1 inch right now. The wheel now is going to be with 1 inch, either an inch forward or almost buried. You got to be able to adjust the chain, right? So I have a 150 link EK chain, 525, the heavy duty one. It's a 525 on these, and it's a 10,400 tensile strength. That's plenty for me using the hand clutch. You're not dropping the hammer. And with this wheelbase, let's face it, I probably still need a little more, but it's all I'm going to get. So I'm going to be able to ride it as hard as I can ride it, and not wheelie or turn the power down a little bit, whatever I got to do. But I think I really lucked out. So now what I got to do, the final thing is I bought Brock's extension. He makes a 15-inch extension for the speed sensor wire. And then Spiegler makes some longer rear brake lines. Unless I come up with an extension with a banjo to banjo for a stock line, that would be slick, wouldn't it? But regardless, the tank has to come back off, all these plastics, the freaking dash, the steering damper again to take the tank off. Because this line all runs up into a machine block under here, and you got to get behind there, got to get the tank off. So that's it. The next thing will be to pull it all apart, go ahead and break the banjo loose, let that thing drain out or whatever it wants to do as far as the brake fluid, it's not making a mess, and determine the length of brake line I need, and go from there. I think I'll take the wheel off, and maybe I'll polish these up a little more. I don't know if I really want to. I'm going to go over them by hand first and see how they look. So, but anyway, for now I think we're in pretty good shape, and I'll post up more when I get further along. But man, I think I lucked out. No machine work, man. Cool. Okay, so if you like this video, thought you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and hit the bell and all that good stuff. And hey, at least I'm here talking, I'm here standing, having a good day today. So thank you guys, thanks for the support, love you guys, ride safe, I'll see you on the next one. DW out.